I didn't have the audio on. Good morning. I didn't stream for a week, 2 weeks, and now I'm screwing up already. So, again, hey everyone. I wanted to do a live stream again. I was trying to do this more often because it motivates me to write. I hope it also motivates you to write. Dude says, hello, you have no sound. I hope I fixed it now. So if you can hear me, please let me know because otherwise I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I I finished my story for Camp NaNoWriMo. That I was telling that, and then I found out that I didn't have audio. I finished my story for Camp NaNoWriMo. It took me 38k to do it, but it went pretty okay. If you've seen my video, you heard me ramble about it for I think 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Sorry. But I was pretty glad that it was over. I like my story, I still like it a lot, but not having this naggy thing on the back of my mind thinking about my story is really quiet. And Toot says, yes, I can hear you. Thank God. So the audio is working. So now that NaNoWriMo's over, Camp NaNoWriMo's over, I decided to try and finish another story that was on my unfinished story pile. Because, well, are a lot of stories on that pile and it's maybe better to clean it out a bit. So I'm working on a story that I wrote, I believe, last November. It's about a girl who is very self conscious, she's very overweight, and she wants to go to the gym to get healthy. Problem for her is that she has a depression that isn't very clear in the beginning, but she has a certain mindset that so she sabotages herself all the time, which is really fun. And I complain a bit about the mindset of people. If you've seen my Elizabeth George review, I complained a bit about how Barbara Havers was thinking about herself. My main character looks a bit like Barbara Havers in that case. She is a bit more cheerful and all the good stuff, but she also is really negative to herself in her own head. So other people think, oh, she's happy, but she's constantly doubting herself and yeah, just having not enough healthy thoughts. Just I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm stupid. I'm. She's not just. She isn't your happy cracker. Let's just say it that way. So I haven't written in the story for months. I know that I still need a bit to finish it. My main character just has a new relationship, or she screwed around with someone she likes, but she's going to blow that relationship up because she's an idiot. And then we need a happy ending. So 30k, and I think I will finish it. So that's my goal for this story. I don't know for how long I will be writing on it, but it's the goal. Dude, I know last time you were still writing on your detective story. You said you didn't finish it. So I think you're still working on your detective story? Or are you working on something else? I'm going to try something on my computer, but it probably will look a bit weird. Yeah. Okay, it's So this fenster has to stay open and this one has to go on top of it. Still trying to figure out all the computer stuff. One day I will get this new monitor and I will use it to put everything related to the streaming on there and just use my laptop to write. But now it's weird overlay of stuff, and my screen is a television screen, so it doesn't work the way I want to. It says, yes, I'm still working on it, but with a bit slower pace at the moment. We have the same problem that after camp or the normal NaNoWriMo is done, you feel like you need to do a lot of other things that you maybe procrastinated in other fields, because that's my feeling for camps NaNoWriMos and the normal NaNoWriMos. I normally feel more pressured after nanos, but they motivate me to write, so I'm still doing them. But then I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this and this afterwards, and I get a great pile with everything that I normally need to do and the things that I want to do extra. I decided not to rush and take some time, read it through again, and improve a bit. Very smart. Are you planning to use your new story for the next camp? No, I hope to finish it by next camp. I hope I can finish this. It's now May. I hope in June. I hope that I can write 30k in 2 months, which should be possible, and finish something else in July. Or maybe I will work on my never-ending story. I'm not sure. It's more that I really needed to finish some things. I'm shaking up the cards because we're going to do a writing sprint and afterwards chat a bit more. Last couple of days I felt I had to rush a bit to get the words in. It was not bad, but the story counts in the end. That's true. For me, I had a rush to. I really wanted to clean out my shed. Yeah, I believe the word is shed, the garage and the shed. But I really need some sunny weather to do this, and it's raining. It's raining here way too much. It feels like the monsoon almost. We had nice weather on Sunday, but it was Mother's Day, so you're not going to do this cleaning things when you're needing to be at your parents' and your mother-in-law's house. So that's still on my list, and I have way too many plans this week, but well, I'll clean it one day, I think. I'm going to pick a card. I don't think we have seen this one before. No, I don't recognize it. We have this on the front as the picture, and once again doing it in Dutch, then doing it in English. Toren. De toren is het teken dat heil u tegenvloeit, indien er uit de wolken geen onweer boven broeit. I saw new cards. I'm trying to do this file. Every card that I had is going back in the deck and not out of the deck and not being used again, and I will buy new ones because the messages on these make me crazy. So toren is the Dutch word, means tower, and you saw the tower on the picture. The tower has the sign that hail will come upon you. Just only not if there are onweer, lightning strikes above you. Thunder, donder, thunderstorm. So this is the first one I'm not going to see back again. These cards drive me insane. I'm going to close my window, put the timers on, and then we can start writing. I left the window open because I wasn't here for a few days. I filmed some videos here, but then I always need to close the window. And now that I opened the window, I really wanted some fresh air in here. It started to smell weird because of the candles, and I think mostly the candles. It smells very sweet. Mm, I'm almost done with my first candle, complete candle. I have another one almost burned up, but this is the mornings after coffee and contemplation, and it should smell like coffee. And even though I'm not good at this. I'm not, I'm screwing up here. Um, even though so we have a candle burning. I don't know what I was talking about, so it probably wasn't that important. I'm going to put on music, put 19 minutes on the timer, and then we're going to write. I feel like I'm stalling a bit. That is because I'm really happy to be back, really happy to be online again, but also because I'm happy just to talk again. My boyfriend works this week, I have a week off, and because he's working, he calls a lot, not with me, but with other people, which is normal for his job. But when he's calling, I can't talk, so I'm mostly upstairs. I'm trying a new editing software. I will tell you about it in a bit, but that makes me stay upstairs for most of the day, which is very fun. Not. I'm going to wish you all very good luck. Put on my headphones. I will put the sound of my microphone off during the sprints because I think it's really annoying when I can hear other people when I'm writing. So put on some music. I will give you a warning in 90 minutes. Good luck, everyone. Time's up. I didn't write that much. I wrote 285 words, but I just started a new story, so I really needed to check what was going on, to be honest. I started reading half an hour ago, I believe, but I also needed to make sure that my live stream was working after 2 weeks of not using it. So I didn't read a lot of it, and I decided to first start with rereading the last chapter that I wrote before doing anything else. It was fun reading back what I wrote. It wasn't as cringy as I thought it would be. The only thing that I still need to figure out, there was a scene that I really wanted to write, but I can't remember if I wrote it already because I don't know where it was in my story. So that's something that I need to figure out. Dude says, I got 434 words. Very nice, dude. Well done. So I spent most of my day trying to work with my new editing software. I've had an editing software, I don't know what it's called, for the last year. I finally figured out how I should use it. But my boyfriend said, well, there's better editing software, and I've seen a lot of people recommending this software. It's from the DaVinci Resolve, and it's free. And I really wanted to try it, but it's really something new. So that is what I did most of my day. I was just trying out my new editing software. Do you expect to rewrite a lot in your current story? No, not at this moment. I think I first want to finish it because I really want to see how this one ends. Have a, I know how it ends, but I'm not really sure how long it will take me to get there and what will happen in between. But after this is done, I will put it away for a few months and maybe then I will completely rewrite, damn it, rewrite it and then start editing because there are a lot of mistakes that are in here that I found right away when I was reading the last chapter. I was like, okay, that's a spelling error, and that's a punctuatory error, and there were even some other errors that I was thinking like, this is really weird because I wrote a scene where my main character is being romantic with her almost boyfriend, and then people walk in. They still have their clothes on, so nothing too fancy. But the way I was describing it, it looked like someone was standing on top of them. I wrote it, I was reading back what I wrote, and I was like, what was happening there? I really couldn't remember what my main goal was to do at that part. But it makes a very fun scene if you're reading this and you can't remember what you were thinking. So I really need to rewrite this stuff after a few months because, yeah. I think that maybe if we have a longer writing sprint, I'm going to try to read some stuff back instead of reading this writing sprint because I really need to check some things. I know who the main characters are in my story, but I realized that I made some errors. So I'm going to check that out. I'm going to shuffle the cards again so we can see how long we have. Because I hope we have a longer sprint this time. The cards are here. And I'm going to pick this one. Not very long. We have 13 minutes. Don't know if we had this card already, but you saw a little child on the picture. En de Dutch says, kindje. Dit kindje spreekt van vriendschap, die uw bestaan verblijdt, en looft uw eigen goedheid en uw gedienstigheid. These are all words that you probably won't use if you're ever going to become a native Dutch speaker, or just a Dutch speaker. I think no one uses these. But kindje is child, small child. This child speaks of friendship that will make your being happy. It will give you your own good and service. That wasn't a very good translation, but seriously, if I want to do this, I need cards that are at least in my own language and not in some weird language from, I don't know, the past, the future. Maybe we'll all start talking about this way in a few years, but it's way too fancy for me. Okay, I closed something down that I shouldn't have. Sounds like a weird card. Yes, it's a weird card. It's a very weird card. I'm going to set a timer, and I think that I'm going to read instead of write this round to get a few chapters in, know what my story was like. I know I should have done this before, but I was busy all day fighting with my new editing software. And afterwards, I made dinner. And that was my whole day. I have a week off, and I have 2 weeks off. First week is over, and now I'm still thinking, where did my first week go, and where will my second week go? I think it doesn't go that well because, well, weather. So, good luck if you're writing, and I'll see you all. I believe my banner doesn't work the way I want to. No, it has to be 13 minutes. And I'll see you all in a bit. Time's up. So I didn't write anything because I was rereading what I wrote in the past. And yeah, I realized that there's a lot of things that I need to do when I start rewriting it in the future. But it's okay. I think that my story is heading the right direction. So I have a slightly better idea of what I should do now. So I will write the next sprint. I think I'm pretty happy about what I've wrote in the past. My character's just going to be completely jealous for the next few chapters. That isn't much different as that she was the last few chapters. But it's something. I think that after I was a bit in doubt what story I was going to finish. I have this story, which is another love story thing, which I like, but I also don't like to write them. Dude says I got 132 words in not that much. Well done, Dude. Well, you wrote pretty much because wait, before I say something that isn't true. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no. Ah, never mind. But still, every word is a word. I'm still a bit in fight with my computer. I had this story, and then I had, yeah, this is a story with a romantic story with depression as main theme, and my other story, what I was thinking about, was more of a paranormal story that I started, but I didn't really know what direction to go in because I made an outline and it really just said this happening, this happening, this happening. And then at some point, I have just I work in Scrivener in that for that story, and in Scrivener you can make those handy dandy tabs, those handy dandy chapters or scenes, and I wrote it down in Dutch so you can't read it, but I'm going to translate it for you because it's really stupid. It's about a ghost. Someone is in love with a ghost, and this woman lives, but she's it's paranormal. It's a bit weird. She's in hospital, unconscious, and her ghost is flying around, something like this. So I have completely planned out. This is happening. This is most important. This is happening. And at one point, I wrote just write a few chapters about their relationship, and that was everything that I wrote down. So I have a lot of stuff about their relationship, and then I write some stuff about the relationship, and then I wonder where my filler scenes come from. This is really the part where I make filler scenes. I really think that story is hilarious. Yes, It's about ghosts and friendship, and I can't take it too seriously, to be honest. It's not my most my greatest idea, but I really wanted to try something different. I normally switch between more of the romantic kind of stuff because I think that's easy a bit. It's not completely easy. There are really good romantic books, and there are books that are just pretty sad. But I wanted to try something different. So I have a few stories that are a bit different from my normal stuff. I really want to expand more in my writing style. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm writing something paranormal. But it's weird. It's not that really well done as I wanted to, and I still need to finish it. The idea sounds fun. Yeah, the idea. I think the idea is very funny. That someone dead and she's uh, yeah, meeting a living person. She isn't dead. She's unconscious. She's in a coma, and her ghost meets a living person, and bit by bit they start a relationship, and then she wakes up and then she dies. I think that will be the end. So you have this, she wakes up, everyone's happy, and then she dies and everyone's sad again. Because I don't know how to finish that story. I think that if she ever would become normal again, so out of coma and just functioning right, I wonder if a relationship like that would work. Did you had a proper planning when you started that story, or did you just have an idea and started writing? I had an. I mostly write this weird way. It's very weird. I know a lot of people think it isn't the right way, but for me it works. I start my story with a scene or a chapter, or even two or three chapters to set my tone, so I know what's going on. I get to meet the characters for the first time and finding out if I like the story. That's most important. It isn't always the starting scene. It's just something in the story that happens that was my main idea. That was the first spark in my head. If I like it, then I start writing an outline, making characters, and afterwards I write the complete story. And sometimes my main idea, my spark of interest, isn't even in the story. I can't remember what my spark of interest was with this story. I just know that it's this plan at the moment. So I have it very structured. It's really, I have an outline with chapters and then scenes within the chapters. And I name the scene of what the most important thing in the story of in that scene would be. Like main character, dus MC, remembers that she knew a commercial from way back. The ghost thingy, the main character. No, she isn't the main character. I can't remember. I wrote this 2 years ago, I believe. I started writing this 2 years ago. No, the main character is the person she meets. Yes, that sounds about right. The main character is the person she meets, but she remembers, the ghost woman remembers all kinds of stuff, like she saw an advertise when she was younger, and so they can pinpoint down that that advertise was, I don't know, somewhere on television. I can't remember the complete thing. If I want to find out what it was about, I really need to reread everything. And I still need to reread some chapters from this story. I wish I had more energy. No, not energy. I wish I was more confident, happy to finish stories. because my piles of work in progress is huge. Then I have another pile of things that I worked out. And then there is a pile with just ideas. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get through this pile because I also have new ideas. I also really wanted to write a story about a woman who's kidnapped and who finds out that her kidnapper is really a good guy, and that the reason that she's kidnapped is because she's with a wrong guy, a bad guy. Something. I don't know. It's way too much. I don't have enough time to write everything. And if I had enough time, I'm probably not writing because I'm not motivated enough because I have all the time in the world. Teach says with my story it was also not really structured. I had some ideas which I thought it was cool. It was a cool idea. Sorry. With my story, it was also not really structured. I had some ideas which I thought it was cool. It was a cool idea, but these ideas were just part of events in the story. Yes, this is also how I write. First some events and then starting with a structure. I wrote them down first and then I tried to connect these great ideas together. That was also one of the reasons I needed to rework some stuff. Yes, that is the problem with writing this way. When I was younger, when I started writing, I I was very young when I started writing, but then it was mostly school projects, which were a story of 500 words. I can't do that. I can't do that anymore. Just writing a very short story with everything in it that I want in it. But the first real story that I started were some ideas and then trying to connect them. That didn't work out for me. So for me now it's some ideas, writing them down, and then making a skeleton of my story and working out everything. I think that in the future I will try to do something like the snowflake method and Save the Cats writes a novel. All those writing techniques and start with them and see if I can write better with it or if it isn't my thing. But I think that that will be a journey that I'm going on, maybe starting this year. But first, I need to finish some more stories. I need a clean slate. I need some headspace to think about what I want for my stories. I'm going to shuffle the deck. I was already shuffling the deck, but I'm, I'm going to pick another card so we can write a bit more. And go for this one. Oh, we had this one already. So we have this on the front. It's 30 minutes. And let's translate it. Lelie. De lelie spreekt van onschuld en blijde levensbaan, indien de donkere wolken er niet bij komt te staan. I hate these cards. Another card that I can throw away afterwards. But lily means lily, like the flower, like the mother of Harry Potter, that kind of lily. The lily speaks of innocence, about a happy life path, uh, only when the dark cloud isn't coming next to it. Yes. I saw other cards and I want to buy them. Because these cards are stupid. No, I think the cards are pretty. To be honest, I think they're really pretty. but they're using they're not even writing the sentences in correct Dutch to make them rhyme and to make them fit. Then there's also the fortune telling part, which I don't get because I'm not a fortune teller. I'm happy I'm not. I would screw at that. I would be so bad at that. But yeah, and then I need to translate it. So I have a Dutch sentence that doesn't work, and then you're going to need to translate it, even though it doesn't make sense. Well, at least another card is gone from our pile, and I saw very cute ones. I think I saw them on Shine. They weren't very expensive, so that's also a plus. But they had only pictures on them with one word, and that was it. Oh, and of course a number, so we know how much we need to write. And there were 45 cards, so we can have a almost hour-long writing sprint, which is something that I prefer most of the times. Oh, I I was checking the comments because my computer was doing weird, and then I get those weird pop-ups in my screen. What happens if I pull this away? I'm not sure how it works, but we'll find out. Anyhow, we're going to write. That was what that's why we're here. I'm so focused on my computer and all those stuff thingies that I forgot why we're here. And now I believe that my is it still working right? I don't know. Maybe I screwed it up and I can complain about my computer again. Whoa, such fun. I'm going to put on some music. Oh, I got a very nice message that I really want to tell you before we're going to write because I'm really happy. My boyfriend just texted me. He was looking at um, the conference. Our prime minister and our minister of health were talking about what is possible at this moment. They say that the numbers are going down uh, from the coronavirus, that it's safe to see more people with, of course, having the distance. But he said that adults can go uh, sports in outside with other people. There aren't any games. There can be public, and you can't use a changing room or the showers. But now the most fun part comes. The gyms are going to open again. You can go to the pool again, and you can work out with two people. Uh, just being a group of two people, and there can be 30 people in a room. So now the first thing that I thought was I need to check if my fitness center already posted that I can get back again. I really missed it, which is weird because I hate going to the gym. So it says I can do something. I'm not sure. I really hope I can go to the gym this week because I believe they closed the gyms in the second week of December, maybe the third week. I remembered that I was at my job and they were telling us that there was still more things. There was a leak from our from the coronavirus stuff. So there was a leak about what they're going to do to prevent more spreading. And it was like, okay, the libraries are closing, and the swimming pool is closing, and the stores are closing, and they were also like, this is closing, that is closing, and at some point I even saw, well, middle schools are closing, and I work in primary school, so we were thinking, well, are we going to close? But never. They said the gyms are closing, and I was like, maybe they don't close, maybe they don't close, which was of course stupid. They wouldn't let the gyms open and then close stores, detail, and the restaurants were closed, the bars were closed. Yeah, there's still a lot closed here. I just really hope that I can go to the gym, which is funny because I still don't like to go to the gym. But I'm getting off with my subject. I was going to start the writing sprint, but I really wanted to tell you because I'm really happy that we can go to the gym again. I'm in such a need of whoa, feeling healthy again, enjoying myself, seeing other people, even though we have a distance rule and our gym is very strict. They walk around like, you're not from the same household, you need to stay apart, you need to stay apart. And they're very strict, but still, even seeing other people at the other side of the room, it's just nice. It's nice to be in the gym again, to be going out again. Well, whatever. I'm going to start a writing sprint because I'm babbling here like a baboon again. And I think this will be the last one. Then it will be 10 minutes, 20 minutes past 8. I think that's enough for today. And I probably will be writing next week. So if you're interested, keep your eye out for that. I will say my byes in a bit, but we're first going to write. Good luck, everyone. Time's up. So this was the last one. Let's see, how much did I write? It was going pretty well. I was in a fight scene. My uh, the love interest of my main character, tries to help her by giving her advice to seek mental health. He doesn't do that in a very nice way, and so she's fucking pissed off. That screen, I was looking for that screen. Um, I wrote 957 words, which is pretty good for half an hour. Combine that with the 230. What did I have? 285 from the first print. I'm a bit over 1,000 today. Yay! 1,242. That's acceptable. I got 259. I was a bit distracted with other things. I completely feel you. When I'm not sitting here, so I need to sit down and write and not walk around, it's a bit harder to focus at the moment. But I hope that what you wrote, I hope that you enjoyed what you wrote. We can't get all the words in every day, but nice words can go for today. Yes, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I took a week-long sabbatical. I didn't write for a week because I finished Nano, which was pretty amazing. But then I realized that I needed to get my mind off of things. So I didn't write on anything except for um, what did I write? I wrote scripts for my YouTube videos, but I didn't write anything fictional. So I'm pretty happy with this word count after a week of doing nothing. But that's about it for today. I'm going to close off in a bit. I think that I'm already ready for bed, even though it's 9:30 here in the Netherlands. These are the cards that are left, and I'm going to try to do them all one time, put them back in the box, and when I'm halfway through, I think I will order new cards, or maybe order them right now or tomorrow, and just let them lie here until I've done this complete box. They're very useful, but the texts are just stupid. I'm going to check this. Okay, my computer is jumping around a bit, but that's okay. We're going to close off anyway. Well, dude, and I don't know if there were other people I can't see, but thank you for joining me. I'm really happy that you were here, so I could get some words in, and I know what I should be writing this month and next month. For the other people, I don't know if there was anyone else here. If there was, thank you for being here. I hope you got some words in, and I hope to see you all. I think next week, I think I'll do a writing sprint next week again. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this on Tuesdays or Thursdays, still need to figure that out. But thank you, and I hope to see you all once again. Bye, everybody.